try out. I picked up on a deal some Damascus blade blanks. Now I'm going to do a little testing on them just to see, are they hardened, are they soft, can we do something better with them. They're about 1/8 inch thick and have some cool patterns. Now I've been told that these are supposed to be a 1095 15N20 blend on the Damascus. It's definitely a high contrast, so it is likely that it could be something similar to that. Open my door up, a little warm in here. So I've got my forge going. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to normalize these, but before I do, let's do a little bit of a test. There we go. So I'm not a fan of gut hooks, so I'm actually going to take this off. And in the process, let's find out if that's hard up much. And the first thing I'm going to guys, I applied very little pressure right there, and it's already cutting in. Like, I can feel that. Okay, that's the tang. In many cases, the tang is not hardened. So now let's go for the blade. Guys, if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe to this channel because it's going to get interesting. This should be hard. This is pretty damn soft. Let me try. I'll just throw that on the floor. Right now, it's not worth a whole lot in that condition. Now I have, now this one appears to be made for like a U-type guard. Let's see what happens. Bring me my other pump, buddy. Take a flat file because I got a little bit of a point here. So I'm guessing that if these were hardened, they would work very well. So this is a subject that some friends of mine we've discussed for a bit, and what I'm going to attempt to do, I'm going to go ahead and normalize these because I doubt they've been normalized, and then I'm going to harden them and etch them. Go ahead and pick them up. All right, doing it live on YouTube. All right, guys. So here's what's going to happen. Am I busy? All right. I'm actually going to be heat treating some import Damascus to see if I can improve that. Just a second. Gotta work with the Wi-Fi right now. Thank you for the subscription. It's what I do in the meantime. I do some live videos and stuff. Now you can see right here where that cut in. This is not likely to be hardened. So we're going to come over here to my 2x72 and see what kind of spark pattern we get off of this. So here's a 120. I normally use something a little heavier. but I don't think I'm going to need to. Well, good for you, Alpha Pingu. If that works for you, man, good for you. All right, so I'm going to see what kind of spark pattern I get. That's not terrible. Here's some 1095 we can compare that to. So I'm guessing we're somewhere closer to 1075 if we average that out. That's true, that's more. Filmed in front of a live audience here. So went ahead, overheated that tip, but now I've got a little bit of a drop point. That's going to work for what we're doing here. And on that one, I already checked, that's quite soft. Wouldn't expect the tang to be hardened anyway. I'm going to come in here and shake this back just a little bit. All right. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to run this in the forge. We're going to do 3 cycles per and see what happens and try to normalize that grain structure. Got a little bit of a warp in that, so I'll have to fix that at some point, which is pretty common, especially with Damascus steel. And then I'm going to heat it up and quench it. Didn't make too bad of a, I think it's a little better profile on it. I'm expecting some warpage on this, so I'm probably going to have to correct it. Being these are already ground and all, I'm not planning on doing much more than cleaning that profile, or cleaning up the edge, and probably doing a Scotch-Brite to this and then re-etching once I'm done. With that being said, if you haven't subscribed, there is 1 cycle, and I'm going to clamp that in a vise just to let it cool. And it's not taking very long. Really didn't take very long at all for that to lose color. It's thinner stock, so I kind of expect that. And I'm just doing just kind of a quick deal here. And this one might yep, that's the one that's got a warp to it. And that'll be corrected when I clamp it in the vise. So there we go. I'm going to run 3 cycles per. The camera's not showing true color in here just because of the ambient light, but I think this is going to work. And that is at a little lower temp, so get a little bit of a decreasing thermal cycle. It's not going to take much. After this, I'm basically going to go back into the forge and heat it up to temp. Anna Romero, how's it going? So if you guys haven't subscribed to the channel, please do so. I want to get this one in one more time. Actually, that's the final cycle on that, so we'll just set that aside and let it cool. So, what I've got going, I've got a couple import blanks that are proven to be quite soft, and went ahead, did some thermocycling on them, just real quick here, and going to see can these particular blades be hardened so that they're a little more functional. All right, there's my 3 cycles right there. I'm going to leave the forge on, and this is the fun part. I've actually got a pizza in the oven. I'm going to take that out, and I'm going to keep the temperature there at 400 degrees so that once I quench these, I can, once I quench those, I can just pop them in the oven to temper, so I don't have to worry about, wait on it to come up to temperature. But, all right, there's a pizza. And yes, I need to finish the walls back here. Okay, so I'm at 400 degrees, and I'm actually just going to raise that up about 10 to... I'm going to keep it at 400, okay? There's 400 degrees. Now, if you guys haven't subscribed to the channel, please do so. Once more, we'll keep working on this project. Now, I've got a couple options here as far as quenchings. And no, I'm not doing a water quench. I've got canola oil and I've got Quenching 521. And I think I'm probably going to end up using the Quenching 521. First thing I'm going to do, I'm going to get this get blade into soak. Here's a blade. far it survived, so let's get it into soak. Here's another blade. Let's get it into soak. Now this has a flare, a combustion point of I think 450 degrees. So when I quench at 1550, wherever I'm at, it's going to be higher than that. So I expect some fire. After I do the quench, I'm going to clamp in the vise because one, it's Damascus. I've got different steels that are alloys that are moving at different rates, and that could be a bit of an issue as far as trying to keep something straight. Now I'm up to temp. It's a matter of how long do I soak that and let those alloying elements go into solution. Well, time is a factor here, but I also want to try to improve what I've got here. Now, can you take, basically take an import blade that's made out of reasonable steel that is not heat treated, and can we fix that? Can we heat treat it? Can we harden that? Can we temper it? Is it going to work better? We're going to try to find out. So, what I'm going to do on these is I'm actually going to quench up into the tang just a little bit. And that's where I'm going to check it. I'm not going to check it on the edge because I'm going to try finishing these out so that I can buy more items for different reviews. So these will go up for sale if they survive and if they're improved. Okay, it's not Temu. It was somebody on eBay. And they claim it's 1095 and 15 and 20. It is a high contrast. I compared it to some 1095 bar stock, and compared to some other steels, alloy carbon content looks closer to like a 1075. So 15 and 20 and 1095, I mean, if I had some decarb, I suppose it could be, so we don't know yet. And that's kind of the experiment that I'm doing right here. So, into the quench hole 521. Blow the scale off with a quick dip and clamp it down. Okay, so scale did come off. That can be an indicator of hardness. We're going to find out. We're going to let that cool. And being that I have Quenching 521 and I have, I've got canola oil, it makes sense to use the good oil. Although the canola did work pretty good for doing the 1080 reverse Falchion blades. Hardened up. We don't know yet, rather I don't know yet, and I guess that means you don't know yet either. But hopefully we'll find out soon. Fun stuff I do because I don't have to. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead, we're looking at the next blade. I've got a pretty good idea what might happen. Yes, 1095 would make it harder. If you start with 1095, you're running, especially if you're overheating when you're welding, then you are going to have some decarb, and your 1075 would heat treat fine with 15 and 20. So whether it's an actual 1075 or whether it's kind of a decarbed 1095, I don't know. And that's kind of part of what I'm trying to find out here, because I've had many conversations with other friends about all of these other countries that are making Damascus, but they're not doing heat treat on them. And is it decent? Will it work? Well, let's find out, guys. This one's on me. We're going to find out. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe to the channel. We've got more reviews coming up. I know I've got a bunch of Hanway, cast Hanway swords that we're going to be doing more reviews and some cutting videos on in the near future. All right, this is looking promising. Let me put this in another vise. And here we go, quench all 5.1. Get it in the vise. Now the vise also acts as a heat sink here, so that may help with making sure that we pulled enough heat off there. I haven't had too much issue with this, so right now I'm just going to let this stuff cool to the point that it's safe for me to handle. Then we're going to go put that in the oven. We'll be back with another video after the tempering's done. I'm going to run 2 cycles, 400 degrees, at about 1:15 each. And that's just to see if it hardens up a little more than what's expected. I'm going to go ahead and grab the other 2 knives, and I'm going to check and see if there's a difference in hardness. All right. Now these, they are what they are. They've had time to set up. And let's see what I have. That is taking scale off. Okay, so yeah, there is a difference in hardness on that one. There's a lot, yeah, that is a lot harder. Much better. That one, that's a lot better on that one. Okay. This one I just quenched, just put into the vise. That tang is not very hard. Okay, that is harder. So there is a noticeable difference here. It's probably not what I would hope to achieve if I was making this myself. But that's okay, because I didn't make these myself. So far what I'm going to say is that yes, that steel did harden up. So next I'm going to go ahead and put these into temper, and we're going to see how that goes, and hopefully they don't warp all to hell or crack or fall apart or something, and that's always a possibility. Are you entertained yet? All right. So, give you guys just kind of a little bit of a close-up on these. And what I did to blow that scale off, the scale was already popped, but I just did a really quick dip in water, just enough to generate some steam to pop that off there. So we're going to see what happens. On our way to the kitchen, probably ought to let the girl know that her pizza's done. And we'll see what happens. One, is it going to etch any better? I'm not. It's only an 1/8 inch thick. I'm not going to grind it down. I'm going to clean it down. I'm going to re-etch. And that is about. That is about the extent of what I'm going to do on these, because one, I did not make these blades. That's one. And two, if they turn out reasonable and I finish them out, they're not going to go for that much. So I'm not going to invest too much into it. Mostly this is entertainment and a little bit of experimentation with bladesmithing. And hey, could you do this? Is it worthwhile? Is it worthwhile? If somebody gives you, let's say that you've got a knife kit someone has given you, and you get one of these subpar blades, is there any hope in heat treating the damn thing and getting a functional, a reasonable blade out of it? Something that you can carry versus something that you're going to dull trying to, well, open a box with. I think that there is a possibility that it could work. Of course, it's going to depend upon a lot of different factors: what steels were initially used, the forging process, how long was it heated, how much how much decarburization was experienced at that point. There's a lot of factors at hand. So with that being said, we're going to try this out. If it completely fails, then it's a failure, and I'm out my $17. Oh, I'm sorry, it was 18 something for 3 blades. So I'm not expecting a whole lot out of this, but once more, there is a possibility. It's something that some friends of mine, I was discussing this with Mike Peterson at one point, and we're like, hey, I just wonder, would this work? And you know what? I think that it can work to a degree. Now, is it going to be the best piece? Probably not. Is it going to be worth trying? I think it's worth trying. Guys, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do so. We'll be back with some more videos, and we'll catch you a bit later.